Back with another milk. Help! Help! Help me!
This was my first mistake. First of all, I want to welcome trophy hunters and casual folks alike to my first full-length video. I am for sure an amateur when it comes to editing videos, so bear with me as I figure everything out. I started off by selecting modern difficulty, because having to worry about lives on top of everything else in this behemoth of a platinum is the last thing I want to deal with. Also, this video is going to be full of spoilers, but I don't plan to linger on the story much since it's just lighthearted and fun.
Crash Bandicoot. At last, I, the great Neocortex, have you right where I want you. And now, the final blow!
While I run through the first level, let me give you a rundown of what we're doing here. For anyone that does not know, trophies are PlayStation's versions of achievements. The Platinum trophy is awarded once you earn every bronze, silver, and gold trophy in the base game. Generally, bronze trophies are given for simple tasks like story missions or reaching certain goals, with silver and gold being for milestones, such as finishing the story of a game, finding all of a collectible. You get the idea. However, there's hardly any consistency to this as every game is different. With that quick little trophy spill out of the way, let's talk Crash. In the previous 3 games, the Platinum involves beating the game, collecting all the gems, which are a staple collectible in the series, and earning time trial relics for each level. The difficulty of these Platinums is essentially just the time trial relics, which require above average platforming skills on top of being able to finish the level in the desired time. This time around, Activision beefed the game up substantially. Beating the story is a given, as well as collecting every gem. However, each level has an inverted version of itself, and we need all the gems from those as well. Time trials return per usual, but there are 2 new types of collectibles as well. Insanely perfect relics require you to break every crate in a level without dying. This might sound tame, but Crash Bandicoot as a series is notoriously difficult, and this game has much longer levels than previous entries, so this is a tall order. The other new collectible is flashback relics, earned from flashback tapes, but we'll talk about those more later. By now I've probably earned 2 trophies, one for performing a double jump after crouching or sliding, and one for taking a bonus pass. Super simple trophies that are hard not to unlock. After beating this level, I will also earn a trophy for beating it without dying, because I'm just that guy.
You guys, if you could take
Okay?
60.
You're that guy, pal, trust me.
To finish out this little intro, I want to touch on one more thing, and that is gems. In previous titles, these were earned for simply breaking every crate in a given level. While this is still required, there are 5 more gems in each level. 3 are tied to Wumpa Fruit, one for 40, 60, and 80% of the Wumpa Fruit within that level. Additionally, each level will need to be beaten in under 3 deaths, and we have to find a hidden gem in each level. Remember those insanely perfect relics I mentioned earlier? I actually earned one for the second level just naturally. Because I'm that guy.
You're that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
After beating the second level, we meet Lonnie Lowly, the first of 4 new masks in this game. He lets us know that we have to collect all his buddies to stop Neocortex and Entropy, our 2 main antagonists. Speaking of, they send their cronies, Embryo and Engine, to deal with us for now.
Engine, Embryo, you had some little...
Engine is the first main boss that we have to deal with. He has megaphones set up throughout his levels, and breaking one will earn us the trophy for shutting him up. After a couple deaths in the third level, we earn a trophy for swapping some skins. I played around with this a little bit, but ultimately I just used the regular skin for Crash, and Bighorn Energy for Coco since the name was funny. Moving into level 4, we get flashback tapes. At the end of the level, you will see me get a trophy for unlocking this, earning another borderline unmissable trophy. There are 21 of these bad boys scattered across the game, and each one unlocks a bonus level. Important note, to actually get the tape, you need to reach it in the level without dying, and there are some rough tapes later in the game. Just wait. Anyways, the flashback levels themselves are side-scrolling bonus levels that center around crate parkour. The story behind them is that they are from Neo Cortex's first experiments on Crash, and if you didn't know, he made Crash to be the general of his armory, which obviously didn't work out. There are 3 relics that can be earned for finishing these levels, but we only care about the platinum relics, which are earned for breaking every crate. And here is our first tape. This one was an absolute breeze, only got 1 death out of me. And you'll see at the end of the level I get a trophy for earning my first platinum flashback relic. Let me tell you though, these little fuckers get brutal. The second to last one, especially, stripped me of my humanity and had me seriously considering my decision to platinum this game.
That's a dead one.
Before we start jumping around, I want to mention that I go for all the tapes as I play through the levels. This has its consequences that I will be sure to highlight later in the video. After the next level, we arrive at our first 5 boss fights. Engine's fight is not that challenging, but he's the first boss, so the difficulty makes sense. Once we take him down, we earn our next trophy. The first level of the next world was a breeze, and now it's time to talk about another new feature to the series, being other playable characters. The first of which is Tana. She has a sweet grappling hook and wall jumping, making her levels not too much different from a standard level.
Huh?
Once we beat her level, we learn about timelines. Basically, if there's ever a moment in a level where a forced cutscene shows Crash being confused about what just happened, that level will have a timeline where you play as another character for a bit to learn what happened, and then finish with a slightly harder version of the level, picking up from that same cutscene. I know that's probably kind of confusing, but I'll show you what it means. It's a fun addition, but does add a good chunk of extra content to the grind. And as you can see, I guess at first I thought I would just come back to these later. This does not last, and I eventually start doing them as they pop up. The last level of this world features the game's only mini-boss, and once we take it down, we meet our next masked friend, Akana.
Old dark matter himself. A careful, Crash. He's heavier than you.
Huh?
Together we move into the next dimension and meet Embryo, the next boss for us to take down. Just like Engine, a quick spin on one of his potions will net us the trophy for shutting him up.
So, it's been a while.
Light work, no reaction.
Light work, no reaction.
After some baby mode flashback tapes, shit started to get real. The level you're seeing right now took me 20 minutes to beat since I was resetting after every death trying to get the flashback tape. That is double the time of each previous level, and I remember feeling like this was foreshadowing. It was. Our next trophy comes from beating Embryo, which was honestly easier than Engine. The boss fights might be lacking in difficulty, but hey, at least they're fun. Along with our trophy, we unlock Inverted Mode, but I'm not crossing that bridge till I get to it. This next world is my favorite aesthetically. Since it's based on New Orleans, it's naturally got great music, great enemies, and... Oh my god, Activision, please announce Spyro 4, I'm begging you.
Oh, crikey, I'm starved. Wait, is that roadkill pie?
Another great addition in this world is Dingodile, our second of the 3 new playable characters. His main feature is his gun thing, which can suck up enemies in crates and even blow back TNT crates. It also allows him to hover briefly, which ends with a small jump, making him feel close to Princess Peach from SMB2.
Huh?
During his intro level, we get this trophy for shooting signs, which was mostly just luck, but I imagine it's related to these target signs. After finishing his level, I moved into the timelines I had neglected thus far. Here's a look at what I was trying to explain earlier. So that bit of Crash looking confused happens on your first run of the level, and once you go back and play the timeline, you see why this event happened. From here, you finish the level as Crash, but the level is adjusted to be trickier than the normal level. Once we finish this world, we receive another unmissable trophy for meeting Kapunawa, our third mask friend.
Time! I see everything! And I mean everything.
From here, we begin to pursue Cortex himself as our third boss. Also, check out this not-so-subtle jab at all the games made after the original trilogy.
Well, you know, I'm sensing a real fraught history here. How many times have you beaten this clown anyway? 3. Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
Now we reach a point in the game where the flashback tapes are getting pushed farther into the levels, meaning you have to play the majority of the level without dying. The level you're seeing right now took about 30 minutes with how much I was resetting for this thing. This is also our first riding level, which I'll tell you right now, these tend to be brutal for trophies. Cortex's fight was easily the hardest and most engaging boss so far, hitting you with super fast bullet hell that you can slow down time to navigate. Finishing the fight earns our 17th trophy, and here's where we get one of the best twists I've seen in a game.
Blasted bandicoots! Ugh. Must we keep going around and around like this? Tell me, Crash, is this all there is? Forever?
Since Entropy and his multiverse female counterpart turned on Cortex, he decides to work with Crash to take him down. This means he is our final playable character, and I am so happy they went in this direction, as playing as an antagonist is always fresh. Also, we finish up Crash's flashback tapes and begin to work on Coco's, which really only matters narratively. These start to take 15 to 30 minutes on average, but I'm waiting to show you some of the real stinkers. Back to Cortex. He gets his debut in this prehistoric world, which I think is an homage to the first game. His kit includes his blaster, which can turn any enemy into a platform or a bounce pad. His raw movement is heavily restricted, being a very small jump and a dash that you can use for distance. These two combined are rad, but I do remember a few times that I was confused how to approach a situation. And now we meet our final mask friend, Ika Ika, which gives us a trophy. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, don't mind me. I don't matter. Nothing matters.
And with the gang all here, we move into our final pursuit of the entropys.
Oh no, I'm sure this insect knows how to obey an order.
Entropy!
Take your ship to planet Bermugula and be on the lookout for ships approaching the rift generator. We can't afford any unwanted visitors.
At once, your foulness.
You manage our affairs with such poise.
Naturally, as do you. Ah.
But before we push any further, I decided to tackle the last few tapes I had picked up like I had been doing the whole playthrough. Remember how I've been saying just to wait? Well, your patience has paid off, because this is actually where it starts to get insane. In the first one, we get introduced to these new bounce crates. These have a set number of jumps before turning into a nitro crate, anywhere from 1 to 3. This seemed cool at first, but
Bad.
after 30 minutes, I was over it. And just like that, they were back! As I'm editing this, rewatching the first few seconds of this level immediately reminded me just how long I spent working through it, which is just under an hour. And I hate to say this, but this is still not even as bad as it gets. If you genuinely plan on going for the platinum on this game, I'm going to make some shorts with my full runs of these nightmare levels so you can see how I approached it. Be sure to check those out. A couple things before moving into the entropies fight. 1. I get this trophy for collecting half of all the clear gems, and 2. This next chunk of footage has no audio since I forgot to set it up properly. Sticking with the theme, this fight is not too difficult. However, I think this one's best boss fight handedly. To start, we get sent into this strange grind rail between dimensions with Lonnie Lowly. Collecting all of the fruit in here gives us a sweet Easter egg and a trophy. Avert your eyes if you don't want it spoiled, and I'll try to recreate the audio. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now with Akano and Kapunawa, we navigate these moving platforms to close in on our bad guys. Finally, we finish out by dodging lasers with Ika Ika. One of my favorite parts about the end of this game is any level or fight that includes all of the new masks, as it is engaging and has a lot of potential, especially in future installments. Fingers crossed. Nachos. Big jump forward. To quickly catch you up, everyone came to this food capital dimension to unwind after the battle. If you're a Cortex sympathizer like me, brace yourself.
Was killer.
Struth. Who cooked it?
Heat was too high. That's why it was all rubbery inside. Subpar grill marks, too.
I liked the pickled wampa leaves.
Cortex, you can't. Why did you not see it before?
First of all, can we just appreciate that I did not realize there was more level?
Huh?
But yeah, Kapunawa gets stolen, so now we have to follow Cortex back in time to stop him from stopping himself. I have played a lot of super serious games and loved them, but man is it nice to have something so absurd and fun. But now, let's flip the script. This is Nitro Processing. Banging music and our intro level for the final world. I was so hyped to start the final world, but this level has the most painful flashback tape to unlock. So something I had started doing was playing through a level until I found the tape, and then I would start resetting after deaths. That way I knew how close I was, what to expect, etc. The fatal flaw of this level was using up my lifetime supply of luck getting to the tape during this run. Check this section out. Seems easy, right? We'll see about that. For the next hour and a half, I learned a lot. That section I just showed you is the only reason this tape is bullshit. I had just assumed the invincibility allowed me to navigate it carefree, but nope. Those cells still kill you. And the best part of all? If you start from the checkpoint directly in front of it, everything lines up perfectly. You can breeze through no problem. But if you're doing a full run, like I was, it's out of sync. I could go on and on about this level, but we still have a few painstaking flashback tapes to get through before the video ends, so let's just move on. Soon after we get to Cortex Castle, and I want to cover this level as I actually loved it. What you are seeing is my final run where I get the flashback tape and beat the level. This took nearly as much time as Nitro Processing, but for much better reasons, like a fair challenge over desynced saws. Like look at me go through this first Lonnie Lowly bit. That felt so cool to learn and pull off. The only other bit I really want to highlight is this ending with the rapid mask swaps. Shout out to whoever designed this level because once you get it, the flow is actually insane. And just before the final boss, there were only 3 flashback tapes left. The first one was too easy, and then the second one happened. Script writing me is trusting editing me to let the video speak for this level. So yeah, the next one took a little over 20 minutes, but let me tell you, longest 20 minutes of my life after everything I had endured that day. But getting the trophy for all platinum relics made it all better.
I need to stop him from making you. But I can't kill him because that would kill me. So I guess that means I'll have to kill you.
Every fight before now had focused on the masks, but Cortex hits us with a
Yoink.
and uses them against us. Lonnie makes the floor disappear, Ika flips the whole level, Kapuna messes with timing, and Akana lets Cortex get all up in our business. This fight is grand, but I think the difficulty leaves a lot to be desired for a final boss.
Not like this. No, 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 no.
Huh?
And while we finish up, the footage behind me shows the last 2 trophies I secured before moving on to the bulk of the platinum. I missed a Cortex timeline, and finishing that gives us the trophy for finishing all of those. Finally, I spun on the TV from the first level for a simple trophy to help unwind after that crazy endgame. If you made it all the way to the end, you rock. I'm really excited to get this out there regardless of how it performs. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to see me wrap this game up. Drop some feedback in the comments while you're at it. I have never edited to this extent and would love to hear what works and what doesn't. Peace, peace.